Hello everyone, it's Scott and welcome back to another episode of Feed the Beast Infinity Evolve Skyblock Expert Mode. So I've been growing trees over here in the tree section of my farm, and I added another block here, which is the Mine Factory Reloaded fertilizer. So I'm able to make the industrial fertilizer rather cheaply. Fertilizer, and what we have is something that's just bone meal, sulfur, sticks, and wheat. And I can get a pretty good amount of fertilizer out of the system, which I'm just using to pump saplings here throughout the planter, like I was before. So what happens is that the fertilizer hits the saplings, it forces the saplings to grow, and then the harvester over here then eats the leaves, and everything just rinse and repeats, and everything's great. So as a result, I have well 134 alder. I have over a stack of rowan right now, and so I can take this. I'm gonna let the hawthorn grow for a bit, so I can take this and throw it into the oven over here, and let's do that. Bink, 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 and rowan. And so this will eventually burn down into more whiffs. So let's see if I can do this. So a rowan becomes, here we go, a whiff of magic. And the whiff of magic is what I need to make quite a number of things. So if I come over here, I'm going to need it to make my Attune Stone. I'm going to need it to make, well, the Witchery Distillery, which is needed for some other parts. So, yeah, so Polynesia Charm's an interesting thing. Once you build that, you can actually right-click on an animal and turns them into, gives them a little trading option like villagers do. Kind of interesting. Impregnated leather also I want to make eventually. And yep, so I'm just going to let this burn down. I don't know what the ratio is for how often it creates a whiff of magic, whether it's like 1 in 8. It looked like the other one was 1 in 8 for the horned essence. And so we'll just let that go and see what happens. And so what I'd like to do next is get going on the blood magic altar. So if we head over to here, we can see that the blood altar is going to need a alchemical furnace, some altars, and then this attuned stone. So once I get that whiff of magic, I'll be good to go to start creating this block. Alright, looks like I got about 16 into it, and it just gave me 2 whiffs of magic. So, pretty awesome. I'm going to grab that and then head back over to the ME system, and then make that attuned stone next. So, throwing these guys in. Let's whip that up. Whoops. What am I missing? I'm missing a lava bucket. Alright, that should be easy to make. So, lava bucket, craft 1, and then that's just going to suck the liquid out of the attached storage. So bada bing, attuned stone, done. And then we can then move back on to the altar, and I'm missing a lot of stuff. So I need 4 witchery altars, living rock, another alchemical furnace. So these I've made before. Well, actually, no, I have not. So the witchery altar is not that difficult, but I am missing a lot of pieces. So let me gather up some more of this. Well, I know how to make Exhale the Horn one. Breath of the Goddess. Birch. Okay. How am I on my birch? I have 16. Alright, I'm going to have to run that through the harvester in order to force more birch saplings. Hello everyone, I'm back, and I ended up taking a couple days off for a family matter. Had a event for my new nephew out in West Virginia, so it was a 5-hour drive out with my family and my kids, and yep. So we ended up spending the whole weekend out visiting family, visiting my parents, my brother and sister, and getting the whole clan together. And then it was another 5-hour drive back Sunday night, ended up getting in around 1 a.m. So it's been a couple days since I've been recording. And the world, of course, is just as I left it since I'm playing in single player mode. But the next task that I want to get back to is getting going on the blood altar. So there's a couple of steps that I need to get before I can build myself up. So the blood altar itself is not terribly complicated. I've just gotten the technology to get the alchemical furnace. The altar is not difficult in that I really just need a bunch of stone bricks now, so let's get that going. So as I covered before, the blood altar is now in reach. All I need to do is make 4 witchery altars. I have the technology to make alchemical furnaces, and the attuned stone I just made, and of course mana steel. I can make a couple of these. Let's see where I'm at with the... Nope, I have hardly anything. So let's get going on the altar at this point. So I should be able to make at least a couple of these, provided I can get some bottles, not boots. So let's grab a chunk of these, head over to the liquid. Let's grab some water and just dump those in. Great. And so let's load up the bottles and grab ourselves a couple more altars. Actually, I really need a couple more. I'm going to need a total of, I believe, was it 12 or 6? I think it was 6 altars for the normal witchery, and it looks like I'm going to need 4 more for the blood altar. So let's take a look at that. I'm going to need another one of these alchemical furnaces, and the tombstone should just be lava, a whiff of magic, and another... let's grab myself a lava bucket, and that a tombstone should be attainable. Got it. Great. So finally, let's whip myself up another alchemical furnace. And of course, I need another Thaumcraft crucible. So let's load that in here. And I'm a little short on mana, so let's get that and done. Okay, so last piece then, back to the blood altar. And of course I'm missing living rock slabs. Let's do that very quickly, and done. Okay, so now I have to find a place to, well, place it. So let's drop it here. And so the blood altar by itself doesn't really do much, because we're going to have to feed it, well, blood from a player or a creature. And so, of course, at this point, there's only me. So the very first thing I'm going to need to make is the sacrificial orb. So let's bring that up. And so here we see that the formula, of course, has changed a little. We're going to need the mana pearl and a little bit of blood, 1 bucket worth from the Tinker's Construct smeltery. So to make that, I'm going to have to go back to this bloodstained block, which means I'm going to need to make, here we go, I'm going to need some smooth sandstone and rotten flesh. And so each one of these then is going to boil down into only 100 millibuckets. So I'm going to need 10 of these bloodstained blocks. So let's see if I can whip that up. So smooth sandstone is going to be one of the chisel varieties of regular sandstone. So let's grab that, sandstone. Let's make a couple bits. There we go, 30 ought to do it. And then back to my tool bag, and let's grab the chisel. Here it is. So with that, let's load that up, and get ourselves some smooth sandstone. Excellent. And then I should be able to make the bloodstained block from here. Okay, so it's interrupting my formula, so let's drop that in. Let's grab some flesh. 2,000. I've been burning it down for here, let's grab all 30 here. I've been burning down the flesh for dirt, so I'm actually up to 670 dirt, and that's still running through the dirt factory over here, and that seems to be working out pretty good. So let's go back here and drop that out, load up all 30 blocks of the bloodstained block, and that's going to pump out through the transfer node onto the casting table to create, blood. But I don't want to do that. I want to grab the mana pearl, so I at least get one of these into the casting table to transform into my sacrificial orb. So let's have that drop down and done. Okay, so the rest of this can burn down into coagulated blood. So I'll just let that build up there. So let's head back up here, and what we're going to need to do is take some of my life essence and basically feed it to the altar. And so I do that by standing near the altar and then right-clicking with the sacrificial orb, and it takes a little bit of my health and dumps it here into the blood altar. Now, I'm not sure if it's common knowledge, but there's actually 2 reservoirs within the blood altar. You can see that it was just absorbed. So there's an internal inventory, I think, of about 1,000 life points that's used within the altar, and then a secondary inventory that's accessible through pipes. And so once I go through and start, feeding the altar with a sufficient amount of my life, that's going to build up here and basically become accessible to, storage tanks. So I've gone ahead and added a couple of formulas here for a drum. And so I've been moving the life essence out into various drums, but the drum itself is not a difficult formula here under extra utilities, but it does require a fair amount of steel, some pressure plates, iron. These are heavy, so that means they require iron, and just another standard Minecraft cauldron. And so altogether, that'll hold 256 buckets, which is more than enough for what I need it to do. So let's also grab a... Do I have a liquid transfer node? No, I don't. Okay, how about we just grab a servo and some fluid ducts. Yep, so temporary fluid ducts should be more than sufficient here. So let's empty the inventory just a little. And what I'm going to do is take some of this essence. Actually, before I even begin, this is all nice and good to feed it some starter life points, but what I'm going to really want is to up my game pretty early and find a source of, life and death. And so what better to do that than the, ta-da, mob farm. So what I'm going to do is see if I can convert the spawning system into a blood collection system by setting up some... I want to see if the autonomous activators work with the sacrificial dagger. So over here we have a dagger of sacrifice, which when used against a monster, I think can produce 250 life points per attack. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to need to make an Arthana, which actually is not that difficult of a formula here. So let me see if I can get some living wood. Let's make another living wood twig here. Okay, so that's going to be regular living wood, not the planks. So grab one of those and Arthana. done. So the Arthana is a witchery blade that is pretty useful in that it basically increases the random drops that you get from mobs when you are well, attacking them. So it's very good for creepers when you need creeper hearts. But in my case, I'm just going to need to take this. It looks like defeated about 2,500 life points, and that'll create a dagger of sacrifice. So what I'm going to do is just drop this in over here and just go through and keep feeding it life until I get to the point that I start seeing some sparkles. Alright, so I'm just sitting here, stealing my life away, and I just can't seem to get anywhere with the dagger sacrifice. So I decided I'm going to make a divination sigil here, which is going to allow me to see the level of my life point in my life network. So this is going to require another niter. I ended up making one of the basic orbs using the mana diamond. So I did have enough for 2,000 life points, but I didn't seem to have enough for 2,500, which is very strange. So what I'm going to do is just go over here and right click. So it said I have 7,000 life points, but it doesn't want to seem, oh, wait a minute. Let's go here, uses. So this is going to require a tier 2. I can just barely see this on gray. So that means I actually need to move beyond this tier 1 altar. So to do that, I'm going to need to make some basic blood runes. I can just make a simple one and ring it around the bottom. And it looks like I'm going to be able to do this with some waystones. I'm going to need a couple more blank slates. So 8 times 2, 16 altogether. As well as I'm going to need a couple more of these waystones. So let's get going with some of the arcane stone blocks. So let's throw this back in. How many do I have? I have 24, so let's grab all of those and take the 18 and just load them into, well, actually I only need 16, right? So let's take that and load it into the blood altar. And yep, so that's not going to work. So what I'm going to do is grab one of the basic loaders. So let's get myself a hopper and throw that in here and just load up the extra 15 bricks right here. So in order to draw these out, I'm just going to, cheat. So let's grab another hopper and load it in the bottom just to get an item draw. I'm not going to make this too complicated because this is not the end home. Yep, see, that's going to draw out the item here into the bot. Oh, nuts. See, that is not what I want. Okay, alright, I guess I'm going to have to do this the real way. So let's grab ourselves a chest. We're going to have to end up getting a filter. So let's grab the signalum servo. Let's grab a item duct. Alright, so chest, item duct, servo to be a filter. So let's whitelist that servo here, and we'll whitelist it with the blank slate here, and then so that way I can load in all of the arcane stone bricks here, and then when they're ready they'll dump out the bottom as blank slates. So while that is ticking, let's take a look over at what I need to make here for the witchery waypoint. So let's grab the slate. I'm sorry, not the slate. We're going to need some of the flint. Head down to the mana pool. So down, down. Let's just pick one and start dumping stuff in. There we go. That should be enough. 60, a whole stack of waystones. So let's head up and that's the symbol that we are out of blood. So let me just burn down here through some of my life essence, and I will check back in when this is done. Alright, now that I'm playing with blood magic, I want to see if I can increase my maximum hit points. So I don't have a lot of these miniature red hearts, but they're what I'm going to need through Tinker's Construct to increase my max heart level. So I can do that through these red heart casters. So these are pretty rare drops from mobs. I don't have the right structure right now to basically do player hits against the mobs. So the passive killing doesn't actually drop hearts. But what I'd like to do is I got the necrotic bones from the wither skeletons through my mob farm. I'm able to make jeweled apples pretty easily. I have plenty of apples as well as plenty of diamonds. So the last thing I'll need is these casters. So I'll need 6 of these. And that should be everything I need to make, here we go, 6 of the heart casters. So if I go in my inventory and go up to the baubles, actually, here we go. Okay, under the armor setting. So over here in the upper right is the slot for heart casters. So if I load this in here, what should happen is that my hit points should go above the standard 10 once I regenerate. Okay, and there you see I'm now earning orange hearts up as a second tier here in my heart meter. So once I get going with regeneration, then I'll be able to pump this up even higher. So with 6 casters, I should get 6 full red hearts. But then again, I'm going to need to burn them all down in order to keep this blood altar going. Alright, this didn't quite work out like I expected. So the Autonomous Activators does not have the ability to act like a fake player and basically credit the blood altar with kills. And the other thing is I can't use very small slimes in this case. Anything less than 2 hearts doesn't seem to give any kind of blood towards the altar. I think it only gives 10 LP per heart of the mob that's killed anyway. That seems to be the pattern I'm noticing. And so I guess this is kind of like a dead end, even though I moved spent all this time moving the altar over here. I netted 7,000 millibuckets of life essence. So essentially I could have just done the same thing, sitting over there, attacking myself with the sacrificial orb. But I at least got to the point where I got some blood at least. So let's take a look at what I need to do next. Alright, I've gotten the alchemical furnace, the witch's cauldron, the blood altar, the Thaumcraft crucible. So the next item on my list is the witchery distillery. So let's head back up and take a look if I have everything I need to continue there. So let's take a look. Distillery from witchery. So this is going to require an odor of purity, a whiff of magic, okay, arcane alembic. So that I have not created yet. I actually need to make one of those. Gold, iron, bucket, a V filter. V filter is going to be silverwood and gold. Silverwood looks like it's going to be a little complicated. So silverwood logs look like they come from birch with a little bit of precontatio, order, and arbor. So the ordo looks like I can get a couple things. It's either going to be iron or balanced shards. Not too keen on that. Lead ore. Okay, so it looks like anything with lead is going to get me order. So Fortunately, that's going to be both metallium or whatever it is and order. So maybe I can dump that into the crucible. So let's get some oak. Oak logs are going to be just the arbor. I'm going to need some of the precontatio. So let's whip that Do I have AE precontatio? So that's going to be blaze rods or shards. Let's see what would be good to dump in. Probably blaze rods I have lots of, so let's try to whip up that. Blaze. Okay. Blaze are just fire. Yeah, let's grab a couple of those, a couple of the birch wood, and okay, let's see if I can get this to work in any way at all. So let's see. That's going to be some wood for arbor, some lead, some blaze, and birch wood. And that's going to give me the silverwood log. Awesome. So let's see how many silverwood I can get out of this. Okay, so that looks like that's about it. Can I get any more out of that? No. So let's just flush it all out with the wand. Right click. There we go. Okay, shift right click cleared. Alright, so that gave me 6 pieces of silverwood logs. So let's head back over and see if we can craft up what I need for the distillery. So back here to the alembic, to the V-filter, and let's get ourselves some planks. Yeah, I wonder if I can actually throw here in the sawmill. Okay, 6 planks, excellent. So let me do that again, just as, since it'll be more efficient to do this, let's head back over here and make ourselves a V-filter. Grab one of those, and the alembic should hopefully be everything I need. There we go, alembic, awesome. Can I make 2 of them? Yes, I can, good, because I'm going to need one over here if I were to plug this on top. So the alembic is what's going to start filtering the V down, or I'm sorry, the essence down into individual essences. So unfortunately, I don't think I have the ability to see what it is until I make. I should really get down and make some goggles of revealing. So let's see what I need to do for that. That's going to be under, I think, yeah, the artifice chain over here. Goggles of revealing. So I'm going to need impregnated leather. I'm going to need another couple of thermometers. So let's take a look here. Thermometer. 1, 2. And how am I going to make the impregnated leather? 1 of every whiff, it looks like, plus some regular leather, of which I am missing diamond vapor. Okay, so now I'm back to the distillery after all. Okay, so let's get going on that. Distillery with our arcane alembic. I'm going to need another one of the attuned stones, which means I need another lava bucket. Bam, bam, bam. And done. And so back to the distillery. Done. Excellent. So let's set that up somewhere over here. Well, let me expand the base and set it up. All right, so here's the distillery with a little bit of a, I have a interface which is currently feeding clay jars, which is being sucked out here to refill the clay jar supply. So next, let's take a look at the recipes in order to make the diamond vapor. So that's going to require an oil of vitriol, which is going to require the foul fume, which I'm getting from just putting oak wood into the witch's oven. So let's whip up some of that. Alright, so the other thing I'm going to need is the quicklime, which is just dropping some wood ash directly into any kind of inventory. So bing, 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 quicklime. So let's wait for the foul fume to show up. There we go. So foul fume. Let's put that through the distillery. So here, here. And I forgot one of the major components of the distillery in that it is altar powered. So I cannot just expect it to run on its own. I'm going to have to finally make the witchery altar. So let's grab those blocks back out. Yep, so I'm going to have to go back and craft up another set of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So let's head back over here and place it down. So the witchery altar, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to form a multi-block here, and there's certain items that are going to power the altar. So you see here, we're now starting to get a tiny, tiny bit of sparks from the distillery, but there's a couple of other things. This has an 80 power. There's a couple other things that are going to jump start this. So if we were to grab, say, the wither skeleton skull, throw one of these on the altar, we'll see it now bumps up to 240 power. And so that's going to run even faster here. And there's one other item. If I can make another one of those daggers, what are they called? The Arathanas. Okay, Arthana. Click, click, click. And let's throw that into the altar, and you'll see how that powers it up. So 240 becomes not enough. Ha! That was supposed to energize. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. 240 is good enough for what I need this to do. So it produced the gypsum, the slime ball, and the oil of vitriol. So let's get that. Let's get the diamond vapor. Bam. So oil, vitriol, and a diamond. So let's grab that out of the ME system. And there we go. And done. So that's going to get us 2 of those. And so back here we can now finally make the impregnated leather. Bam, bam. Done. Which means we can make the goggles of revealing over here in the arcane crafting terminal. Okay. There we go. So what are we missing? Nothing. Goggles of revealing. Okay, so throwing those on in the helmet slot means that I should now be able to see, okay, Potentia. Alright, so that's going to enable a whole bunch of things related to Thaumcraft. I'll be able to see the essences that are flowing, the basically the magical feeds, and anything related to the mana. I'll now be able to see through the Wela and through pop-up icons. So I think I'm going to call it an episode here. I've done quite a bit of magical crafting and kind of set myself up for, well, next episode, I should be ready to make the runic matrix as well as the Botania runic altar. So if you could, please leave a comment or a like, and I will see you next time in Feed the Beast Infinity Evolve Skyblock Expert Mode. Bye!